All right, our old friend has come back. Not much to do on him. I said him, hey? What's happening is, without wire on here, this turnbuckle is spinning on its own and I lose or gain tension on the engagement. So I'm going to take the bolt off, put some lock nuts on here. I've got measurements already, and we're going to reinstall this with the proper measurements on there. And I'm not happy with the wheels. They're still jamming up. But I'm only, joke, but I'm only using jam nuts. I'm not using the proper axle bolts. So we'll see if we can come up with something there. So let me get my act together and we'll come right back. All right, so I got the 2 jam nuts here, right? And then if we need to adjust it, all we have to do is take it off and we can go higher or lower with the adjustments here, but the actual hooks and holes hold these from turning. So we should be good. And 16 3/8 long, just a hair shy, so it'll pull tight. I hope I got it. Kind of a pain in the neck to change my mind at this point. So now we're going to hook this bag up again. I might have to do that. Nothing's easy. I think that's got it. You got her, Cotter. You guessed her, Chester. Good. Still early in the morning for me. Oh my God, did you see that? There we go. Now I just have to thread this on. Okay, and then the big one. Seems a little tight. Oh, bolt goes the other way. So these are shoulder bolts. I've got to show you this, that's why I'm struggling. They have a shoulder. A little tension on there. I don't know if that's going to work or not. It might engage the auger. This doesn't seem right. I guess it is. What have we got on here? 1/2 inch? Yes, my overalls are acting up. It's gonna wink. Now, how do I tighten up the bottom one? I forget about that. Okay, just gotta hold that and we'll just go. I think that's got her. Ooh, there aren't enough O's and smooth to describe that. Next, let's see what we can do with those wheels. I have to go out to the horde. All right, my friend. I don't have very many friends, so I have to say, okay, my friend. Gonna have a little fun. I need a bushing that's 1/2 inch on the outside and 3/8 inch on the inside to take up distance in this shaft so I can use a proper lawnmower wheel adapter, just so it'll go in like that. Anything else, if I do the double nut thing, I get a wobbly tire. Now this might not guarantee anything, but let's just have a little fun. Yes, I'm using rubber tippy gloves, which can burn. Excuse me. Safety goggles on, gloves on. Let's try that again. Now that'll be hot. Yeah, the other one's on the floor. There it is. Good. So I got a little bushing. I just got to clean them up on the grinder and I'll be right back. Alright, the jerry rig is fixed. I got the bushing in, drilled it out to 3/8 because it actually shrunk a little bit when I jammed it into that 1/2 inch hole. And now I've got a 3/4 inch lawnmower bolt with a 9/16 on the back, and it should hold. Crazy. And now for what you've all been waiting for. Do we have oil? I guess I better check oil before I it's on a slope, but it's got lots. I just filled it up right to the top. I don't remember which is on and off on this bad boy. I think that's full throttle right there. Wish me luck. This is one of those pulse-o-matic choke things, eh? Hasn't been started for a year. Perfect, and a little bit of mosquito control too. Alright, so now I just want to do one more thing, and the handlebars are just a little bit loose. So I'm going to just see if I can tighten them up.
There he is, running his rotor tiller after he's done his repair.
Oh, there we go, guys. 72 cents for gas. About 1 liter and a bit. I ran out 10 feet short. I did this one twice, and I was on my way back on this one. It's been raked. And I ran out of gas. I had to put another cup in just to finish up. So there's the old Stalwart. I guess Stalwart means independent and strong. So there, that's what that's all about. Independent and strong. I'm just draining this gas right now. There's the cap. And put them away without gas. Alright, it's coming. The peas are in. And I plant a double row about 4 inches apart. And then they climb up. You get a little more yield, I think, this way. I'm going to put, this year, we're going to put squash on in between each tree, those little skinny little trees, and then pumpkin over on that side. Just growing in the middle because the trees won't take up that much of the room yet. And then potatoes on this side, and miscellaneous beans and whatever over here, not sure yet. But it's going to get rainy, so we wanted to get a jump on the big seeds because they take a week and a half to come up, and then by then we shouldn't have any frost. Alright, so you might have seen these 2 rows of peas, right? Right there in those, let me get my act together. 1, 2, 3 little white markers are zucchini. 3 rows of beans. 1, 2, 3. And then Spanish onions right up against the step, or the walkway, sorry. Those are pumpkins. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to push the vines towards the fence because there's fresh dirt. This is the same idea. This is going to be spaghetti squash. 1, 2, and 3. 3 little rows of corn here. You can see 1, 2, and 3. And then the rest is potatoes. Or as I prefer to call them, spuds. And right after, and I pushed myself too hard. I won't talk about that, but I pushed myself because I knew we were going to get an inch of rain. And look at that. Look at that garden is nice and wet. And this grass is starting to come. This is our seeded grass from last spring when all of these trees were down here against the fence. That whole fence was just lined up with spruce trees. So a lot of work has gone into this yard this year. And I got 1 old Briggs ready for the boneyard. I don't know if we'll stick that in or not. Nothing to brag about that, eh? So, a spring look at the yard. That's my vegetable garden. It's a bigger garden than you'd think, eh? My voice is pretty soft. Okay, I finally upgraded. I bought the new camera. And it came with 2 of these, one which is in the camera, and they last quite long. And my camera is the same style as my old one, so I had that one, and that's a good long-lasting battery too. And these 2 came from another country overseas, and they don't last very long, but they're good standbys. And then I had 2 16 gigabyte cards. And one was wearing out, and it was starting to shed little pieces of plastic. We'll show you that in a minute. I guess we'll show you that right now. Knife! Anybody who does any kind of recording knows about these. And my camera still takes the regular SD. Not the micro SD, right? Okay. So on the old 16 gig card, these little plastic lines were starting to pop off. So I bought new ones. So now I've got 4 32 gig cards and 1 16 gig cards. And we'll just pop the other card in and show you the difference. Be right there. Okay, we're back online. This is the old card, and it is getting old. It's a, well, this one only says 400x speed. And These new ones say 533x speed, but it's got more to do with the megabyte transfer per second. So anyway, these ones look about 20% faster transfer rate. But when these really rock and roll is when I'm transferring files on the computer to the file that you want to save the video in. So just a little update there. So now I've got 5 cards and 5 batteries, and when I get an interruption in the middle of a film, I shouldn't have any more problems. In fact, everything for one video should go on a 32 gig card. I hope.